Everybody, welcome to another tutorial here with DCCASEMODS. I'm your host David Wright, and aka Bishop Now. I want to show you guys how to mount a backplate on a graphic card. And this particular backplate we're going to be using, this is a EK Titan X backplate, but this is actually for it'll work for 980 Ti, certain model 980 Ti's. The color of this backplate is gold. This is going along with the theme that we're doing, and actually they were on sale, so I went ahead and picked them up. And I say they because I already have one that I've done before, and we'll actually show you the one that we did before and then show you how to put that one on. So we're actually going to be replacing an existing backplate that is on this card. It actually has a water block on it, EK water block, but the person I purchased it from, they didn't use the EK backplate, they used the backplate that was originally with the card. So we're just going to be swapping it out to a EK plate, just to have that EK plate on top and one on the bottom. Now I do have to say the backplates are actually great for the graphic cards. They do provide some kind of cooling, not extreme cooling, but some kind of ambient cooling for the card, especially if you have memory that's on top. But for this card, it's a 980 Ti. All the memories on the bottom of the card where the water block is, or if you're air cooling, where the air cooler is at. So, but I just like the way they look. I've always liked EK products, like I've said, and I continue to use them because they seem to be the best and most sufficient and effective. So let's get down to it. And so okay guys, so this is our little work table here we're going to be working on today. And okay, so this is your graphic card right here. This is our graphic card. You can see the model number there, PNG. Well, let me hold it still. You can see that it's a 4995KR. So that number right there is very important when you're looking for water blocks for your cards and backplates, because you want to make sure that you get the right one, because they do fit in a specific manner. That's the way EK's made them, and other companies as well. So you want to make sure that you match up the serial number to the serial number that corresponds to the correct backplate or water block. And this is the water block right here. This is on the bottom of the card. And apparently for this card, for the 980s, there were different water blocks that were used for those, as opposed to this is the 980 Ti. The 980 Ti, you can actually, you can see it says NVIDIA GeForce Titan X. So the Titan X blocks actually work for the 980 Ti's in this case, but I'm not sure if they did it on purpose, and maybe they did, because many different, there's a couple of different cars that came out during that time. So and as corresponding, like I showed you before, this is an EK Titan X backplate, so Titan X. So let's see, we need to open this up here. Okay, so we're going to open this up. They don't put too much tape on these things. But I actually ordered this from performancepcs.com. Performancepcs.com. Good company. They have a lot of water cooling products, which makes it, and the website is easy to navigate. It's not too hard when you're searching for this. And what I like about them, they do have a lot of the EK products, and they actually sell them for a lot cheaper than going to the EK website and stuff like that. So in your kit, You got the screws here. These are the screws for the backplate. Just take this out, and you got your backplate here. It's covered and everything. So it gives you little these are not heat sinks. They give you thermal pads here, the little thermal pads that you can use for the memory. And this is like for the memory that's on. Like I said, some cards actually have memory on the top. You can use these for the back plate, so it provides some kind of ambient cooling. But this particular card doesn't have that. Now, wow, look at that. That's beautiful. That's our gold back plate. And I just love the way that it looks. There's aluminum. Look at that. That looks beautiful. They're aluminum, lightweight, and they fit. This one fit nicely on this card. But I like the back plates that they have. They have different colors: blue, red. I don't think they ever made it green. But you know, with these aluminum plates, if you want to paint them, you can paint them. You know, you just sand it down. You can paint it whatever color you want to. So that's what I like about it. But they're lightweight and they get the job done. So we'll set that over here. And that's all that comes. Well, there's something else in here too. Oh, just more thermal pads, but you won't need all those. So we're just going to take these. We're going to save these. We'll put these to the side. These screws, I think we're going to need these. I can't remember, but we'll put those to the side too. So basically, when we're done taking this one off, it should look like this when we're finished. So this is what it should look like when we're finished. So I don't know if we use those screws. I think we do. Actually, I think we do use some of those. And you notice these screws, they're 6 hex. So it's you need a 6 hex drill or bit to install these. So, but this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. See, we've got 2 of these. So that just looks a whole lot better than the regular back plate. You see, let's just compare them. Oh, look at that. So much better. And you know, it covers up everything too. The cool thing about this plate, it'll protect your card if any leakage gets on. If any leakage occurs, and hopefully we don't want that at all. But you know, these holes, the leakage will come through there and it may damage your card. I had that happen a while back. This is when the 780s came out. I had 3 780s in triple SLI, and I had a leak in my system. It was the first time I ever used a hardline tubing, and I used hardline tubing, and a leak had developed, and it hit one of my cards, and it damaged my card. I was really upset. Wish I would have had these back then. But anyhow, so let's go through this. I'm going to set this guy down here. So the person I bought it from, and what I noticed, there's actually a small gap here. Well, there's a screw here. Let me get mine so I can point at it so I can show you. See that screw right there? Actually, is supposed to be well. It kind of lifts this up a little bit, not too much. It's not like a big deal, but I didn't like the way that looked either. So anyway, and they got this to work, but you're really supposed to use a proper back plate, especially when you're doing liquid cooling. I mean, it will still work because really there's no memory on the top of this, so there's some benefits. Like I said, protects your card, but it doesn't do any really cooling because there's no memory on top. But anyhow, so you're going to need a 6 hex bolt or bit, and thing's hard to get out sometimes. And this is it's a CVR-H2. Oh, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. Let me get back a little bit. But it's a CVR-H2. I guess it's a hex 2 as opposed to hex 1. So that's what we're going to use to take these out. Let me take this out. There, put that there. Take this out. And I normally don't buy cards from eBay or any kind of secondhand card. I always like to buy new cards, you know, because I know that they work. But sometimes, I mean, sometimes you can get a new card and it may not work too. So it just depends. I think I've been very fortunate with the cards. I've only bought a few cards from. This is actually my third card that I bought from eBay, but I bought these 2 cards from the same person, so they worked good, and I tested them, and they worked fine. So it's not that many screws. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. This thing don't want to come out. Oh wait, maybe let's see what's going on. This could be one of those ones where let's see here. Yeah, that might be it. Okay, yeah, there's a bolt on the bottom of this one right here.
See, there's a little nut on the bottom, so we want to take that nut off.
That's how that's gonna come up. Okay. Alright. Okay, so that comes off, and there's your back plate. Bada boom, bada bing. And like I said, on the back plate, it does have a little thermal paste here, but there's nothing really there. So, I don't see any memory at all. There's no memory at all. There's really nothing there. So I'm not sure why they put this on there. Maybe this was just something that was already here. I think this might have been already here on the back plate, and it helped maybe support the cooling on the air cooler. But if you look here, there's no memory there at all. So there's really no point in having those on there. But they're still on there nevertheless. So, but like I said, there's no memory here. There's no memory here. You know, that would be, that would be memory, but there's no memory there. But anyway, but they're on there, but we don't need them. You don't have to worry about that. I mean, really, because you're liquid cooling the block anyway. But all the memory and everything needs to be cooled on the other side. So, all right. So, I think we got to take some screws out here. Let me. I don't remember from last time. But we'll find out here. So, pick our screws that came with. We'll dump this over here. See what we got. Oh, look, they even gave you a hex little drive thing here. You don't need any of that stuff. So, and some of these are actually a specific size too. So you have to watch out for that too. You want to make sure you put one. Some of these are longer than the other. Yeah, this one's a little bit longer than that one. Yeah, this one's a little bit longer than that one. So we have to put them in accordingly. If I remember correctly, some of them didn't fit. Let's see here. That one's a long one. This one's a short one, so we'll separate the short ones. You're going to be using the screws that are countersunk. These are the countersunk. These are the countersunk screws. You see the little dip in them, and that will correspond to the countersink that's in the your back plate here to make everything nice and smooth and flat. And I like that they did that. So let's just say if you had to have your cars really close together, you wouldn't have to worry about that because of the countersunk. It's countersink. Alright, so as I'm looking, I just want to make sure that this matches up. I know it does, but see how many. Okay, so So the first thing we got to do, so I know some of these we had to take out and we got to replace them. So this one on the top right here, we're gonna take this screw out because we're gonna replace it with the countersunk screw. You see this right here. So this one has to come out, and I think there's another one. This one doesn't because you got this. The screw will fit in that little cubby hole right there. So that one, these two look okay. So you got that one. These will fit right here. These are fine. This is for the GPU, the processor, the GPU. This one's fine here. This one has a slot here for that one, so that one's okay. So the other one we have to take out is this screw right here. So we got to take out 2 screws. I'll show you that because this one's gonna go on top of the 2. So we only got 2 screws we got to take out. We got to take this one here at the top. I'm going to take this one down here at the bottom. I guess you can say bottom. I'm just going to take those 2 out. Just get a little screwdriver. I'll take those, remove those. They're kind of tight. That will come out. Leave that here. And this is a short one, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to use a short one for that one too, as well. I think some of these, I think most of them you use short ones, but some of them you have to use the long ones. So this is a short one too, so we're going to probably use the short ones for those as well. So that's it. As far as the screws that we got to take out. So we're just going to take our back plate, we're going to dump it on here, right over top. And it should fit real snug in there so far. So like I said, we just put that right over top. And we go ahead and start installing our screws. So I'm going to start with right here on these 2 that I took out. This one and this one. They're hex drive. And you don't need a lot of pressure when you put these on, so I wouldn't put a lot of pressure on them. I'm going to put very minimal pressure. Very minimal. I mean, just enough, you know, so you know it's snug. But you don't want to put too much pressure on it. You don't want to damage your car. You know, just hand tightening. Hand tightening is fine. Yeah. Now I just want to check it out before I continue to make sure that it's flat. So I got 2 screws in there, and everything looks good. Nice and flat on there. Nothing sticking out, nothing bulging. Looks good. And we'll check around that side. That looks good too. And on the other side, let's see, that looks good too. Everything looks good. Alright, so let's continue to put our screws in. So I wasn't sure which ones were the long ones because you only have 2 of the short ones. So as I'm looking at it, I think I can put a long one here on the edge. And I only say that because I can see how long this this one is right here. That little separator, see how long that is? So it's probably safe to say that you can put a long one in there. Okay, so that's good. Now this one's short, so I'll probably put a short one in there. And a short one in there. And I think that works fine. Now this one's short too. There's got to be another short one in here. Because I don't think the long one's going to fit over there. Let's see. I think I see another short one too, yeah. So there's only one of them that uses the long one. And that's the one on the end. This one should be a short one too here. Put that in there. We got one more. Just think I see a short one here. That's what we need. Yeah. Okay. And there you go. Like I said, just hand tighten, and we'll go back and hit them all one more time just to make sure everything's tight. That's it. Alright, totally groovy. Look at that. So now we're done. And it's really that simple. It was only 2, 4, 6 screws that we had to put in there. We took out two. We took out the one here and the one here, and that's it. And it's on there. You didn't need any thermal pads or anything like that because there's nothing to cool on top. And like I said, that's pretty much it. And I would go ahead and save all your screws. So, you know, just put these back in the bag or whatnot. Just that and the other. Alright, so now you got two 980 Ti's with matching back plates, and that just looks really good. It looks beautiful. I love it. I think it looks great. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope I help you guys out. I hope this gave you some ideas of, you know, what kind of, you know, cool things you can do with your graphic cards, and also, you know, making sure you protect your graphic cards too in a liquid cooled system. Like I said, I love doing it. I love the back plates. You know, they're not too expensive. You know, I found these on sale. I think they were like $17, $17 or $18 or something like that, because, you know, not many people use those. It's an old graphic card, and, you know, this, that, and the other. But like I said, you can do different things with them. If you want to paint them, you can paint them and stuff like that. So, so for just reference, if this card that I did, it is a PNG. Or is it the P/N number, whatever that PN means? I should know what that means. Anyway, is 06G-P4 4995KR. That is what this graphic card is. Right there. So you want to use that number. That's the best number to use for the EVGA models to find, you know, the correct back plate and the correct water block for your graphic card. There's other similar numbers that other manufacturers use, like MSI and PNY, and what's the other ones? Oh, there's so many, right? But the main ones, there's another one missing too, Gigabyte. So those guys, I mean, they use similar numbers and stuff like that. So and then the model number for the back plate, there's really no model number, but what EK goes by is the EK FC Titan X backplate, and of course these will work for the Titan X's too, as well, if you have a Titan X, which I'm not that extreme. Like I said, I'm a cheap guy. Try to get the best deal that I can, because it's tough. It's tough out there. But anyhow, again, thanks for watching the video, and like I said, any comments are welcome. Subscribers are welcome. That's fine. I think next week we'll be doing, I'm not sure next week what kind of video I'll be doing. And maybe something on installing a M.2 M.2-E Wi-Fi on your motherboard, or maybe something like that, or maybe installing these graphic cards, or maybe something else along the line. But it'll be a good video for you guys. So like I said, thanks again for watching. You guys take care. I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty right now and enjoy myself. Alright, peace.